Welcome to another episode of the Gen Podcast. This is your host, G. If you're familiar with the podcast, we're located in San Antonio, Texas. On this podcast, we like to dive deep into people's minds. I've always said I'm pretty curious about people doing big things around San Antonio, music, art, any type of entertainment. That's always it's always dope to me. Shit from here. This is shit. I say this in like the most craziest way because I've been on my bullshit, but this has been the back-to-back months fucking recording just because of time issues and all types of shit. But this guest right here, I appreciate you coming down. I know most people have busy lives, so coming down here to be on someone's podcast is always a dope thing. But Ape Terling, man, what's going on?
What's going on, man? Homegrown Entertainment in the building. BSG Boys in the building, you know.
How you feeling today, bro? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm blessed, bro. Just moved into a new spot on Thursday or Friday, really.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. I can't complain.
What area you stay? I know you said you about 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, I think it's by Pachenko.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I live off of 1604 in Culebra, so it's not too far.
Let me tell you something, man.
Yeah, what's up?
I am not good with roads.
Okay. Are you from here? Are you from here?
Yeah, I guess you could say, yeah. Okay. My brain don't even operate like
that. Hilarious.
I know landmarks though.
Okay, so shit, I don't know what's about Casablanca Theater. I don't know if you know what that is. Like a theater. No, you don't know what that is? Yeah, I don't know anything else. I mean, there's a lot of shopping centers and a lot of restaurants, but that's about it, man.
Okay, what shopping centers over there?
Alamo Ranch. I don't know if you ever.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what it
Much
is.
Much better.
Yeah. So I live, in that area. So time it takes to get here is pretty similar to yours.
Copy.
Shit. So not from San Antonio. Where are you from?
My pops was in the military. He was a Marine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was born in Oklahoma City. Stayed there for about I think a year and a half of the infantry moments. And then we went to Virginia, in Quantico, Virginia. And then after that, we went to North Carolina, Cherry Point, North Carolina. And then we went over to California. And then from California, we came there. And I've been here probably I've for sure been here the longest. But we came here. We were in Texas from 03 to 06 before. Mm-hmm. And I stayed over in Converse area.
When's the last time you got here? Like how long has it been since the last time you got here?
Man, Obama was elected.
Oh, okay. So
09.
09? Okay.
Yeah, probably 09. 09.
So by that time, you're in your teenage years or you're?
Shoot, I came here. I was starting 8th grade.
Okay, yeah. So teenage years.
A long time.
So at that point, would you say you're, raised in this? Because
that's what I would say.
That's like your growing period, right?
But you take different elements of kind of every place that you go. So even in childhood, you have certain things that are implanted into your database, you know what I'm saying, that you kind of carry along throughout life. So there are some kind of different styles and type of people that you meet that you cannot run into here. So that comes along with the types of things that I'm into now in the way that I operate now.
Yeah. Does that translate to the music?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What do you think is like the biggest thing that kind of goes into the music from what you just said?
Open-mindedness. And there's so many different aspects I think that people don't take into consideration when it comes to where you're from, the different types of people that are in different locations, and the type of things that they're into. The same thing as probably like food.
Yeah, like the culture, stuff like that. Yeah. That's the shit that trips me out, man, because growing up, we really didn't have the luxuries of like traveling and shit. So
you from here?
I'm from Corpus. I moved here when I was like 5'6".
Okay.
So been on the south side, and then from there moved into the like Alamo Ranch area. But like the traveling part was never the issue. No military parents or anything like that. So when I did end up traveling, going out of country, going to different cities, like it just was, I wouldn't say a culture shock, but it was just something that opened your mind to like, hey, these people live a certain way. These people are eating these foods, the way the mind works, the way the culture is, like all types of shit that, people that don't travel, you would never know unless people having conversations like this and telling each other. So now I can see that. I can see how it's Yeah, how it goes into the music, and I mean, I guess it's a part of your everyday life, right? Would you say that?
Well, as far as what?
Just being open minded, because going back to the music, I mean, how does that like
Translate?
Yeah, how does that translate to the music?
Well, if you are around, you are. I think the saying is like who you are, who you're around. Like, be careful
Oh
of your
yeah,
company. Like it starts to rub around like
yeah.
who you are. So I mean, it's the same as probably like where you're at. You adapt. So like being in different locations, as far as like, especially for like at least 3 years, like most of the time in military, like every 3 years you're jumping around. So you learn to, one, forgive and forget, how to be like water, because you gotta uproot yourself after you make friends and you gotta leave.
Mm-hmm.
You also learn how to, I guess, you get like chameleon skin, like you just adapt to your environment. And then translating that to the music, it's the same. If you bring, you get different types of music, you get different types of artists that people like, and the style of rap is different. Like back then, we were in California, like LMFAO was like a thing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fucking, what is that shit called? Party rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, people. So from Texas, seeing like jerking music, right? Out in California, it's in your face.
Yeah.
Out here, you're getting a taste of it.
Yeah.
Out there, it's more of like a whole culture, a whole movement, a whole like different feel. You take that and bring it to, it's like a melting pot. So within myself, I have like different, let's call it different recipes I can use within, whether it be flow, topics, or beats, like that I can make. I can pull from those different feelings or different styles and like create a whole different thing if you just mix and match all the different kind of cultures that you have within yourself that you've learned along this whole journey.
Yeah. So you were I wouldn't say the good era, but you were in like the era where, I guess in California, where the music was, pretty decent. Growing up, the music was pretty much all you listened to.
Man.
And to talk about being from Texas, we've always, me personally, I've always just seen it. Just before social media, we were always behind. So if it wasn't for social media, the shit that happens in LA, Miami, New York, the shit that people see before and it comes to Texas is like, we don't really see it unless it was on social media. So that shit was pretty cool, because you're seeing now that even now, like, people across the country is like, we would never know some of this shit is happening if social media wasn't a fucking thing.
Respectfully.
So,
yeah.
It was pretty cool that that you were in that fucking that area where music was dope, man. It was cool. It was when we were fucking growing up. But
hey, how old are you?
27.
Okay, I'm 26.
27. About to be 28 in about 2 months.
You still look good, baby.
I appreciate it, bro. I'm trying, man. I drink a shit ton of water, bro.
Hey, a
shit ton of water.
I hear you.
So does that I'm fucking remembering a question from like the first conversation, the military thing. Was that hard growing up? Like, was it any type of strict? When you think of the military, you think of like a stigma towards being strict and like certain schedules and shit like that. Was that anything in your household? I don't mean to get too personal, but that having
we only grow from sharing experiences. So
let's get it.
I would say, yeah, a lot of times, the way I was raised was more, it was on schedule. It was more of like, things are done in a timely fashion. Never late.
Yeah.
Try not to be late, always on time, making sure that things, like, you have a plan. The personal things, like, everybody goes through something like within their household. So, there are personal things that have developed me into the person that I am and like the way I see life in general. But that goes with everybody's experience in this matrix that we live in. So, it definitely has shaped who I am today, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
The music, man, what, growing up, did you have like any influences that kind of push you towards that being an artist and musician? Any influences growing up? Any people in your family that you have like that connection with?
Fun fact, I had I didn't know my pops was like, he was like, he would take tapes and like record it from the radio and like make mad tapes and like distribute it out to his friends. I didn't know that was like his thing. I never knew that until maybe like last year.
You ever seen, I don't mean to cut you off, you ever seen Get Rich or Die Trying with 50 Cent?
Absolutely.
Yeah. When he's in the fucking prison, he has like the boombox, he has a cassette tape and the fucking microphone. That's what I just envisioned, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same, but you know, of course they didn't have like, you know, DVR where you can rewind it and replay and record, but yeah, I mean, he was doing it. I'm sorry, what was your question? I got
influences, man. So I'm sure your pops had a big influence on that.
Yeah, he I ain't gonna lie, the moment I feel like I really knew that I really like music, and I know he going through a lot right now, but my dad played You Remind Me of My Jeep by R. Kelly. Like that song back then, bro. He put that on. I was like, dang, like this song is crazy. Like, you know, I was definitely into like the R&B, so like the Usher.
Yeah.
I was into Nelly back then. I like 50 Cent a lot. And I really was into Dr. Dre, like for sure.
Yeah.
Just like if you hear like just the things he did, the things he was able to do with Snoop and just with his label in general, which is why I feel like Homegrown is the same kind of feel. Like he got it literally from an idea from out his head and taught himself how to do it. Went from DJing to making his own beats and then grabbing people off the street that he saw potential in and like molded it into something that nobody would have expected. And the type of motivation, talent, and grind that takes to be able to manifest that and accomplish that.
Yeah.
But it takes a whole different individual.
Yeah, it's first of its kind because no one really knew, I mean, what could be done, you know? And I've said this before, it always trips me out, like the video editing and the audio part, like there's applications now. None of that shit was even, I mean, I don't know too much if applications were like that. I'm sure there was like limitations on what it can actually do back then.
Yeah.
But the hardware and all that bullshit, like to get to know that shit just off of, I guess, just pure ambition and fucking hustle.
Off the strength.
Yeah. It's trippy sometimes, man, because yeah, man. It's so easy now. Like you go into these, I'm sure you can attest to it, man. You go into these apps and you make beats and you record and all this bullshit. And it's it's just a plug and play type shit. You just hit record and I mean, it does its thing.
Was you on Logic?
Nah, this is Audition, Adobe Audition. So a little easier now. I mean, there's a little trick to it, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty straightforward. I used to do Logic when I first got into it.
It's pretty smooth. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. Like it gets it's easy to record and easy to like, you know, kind of see stuff. If you wanted to mix and master in there, you're pretty good. Like easily maneuver through that.
How did you? I mean, was that a struggle at first? Like learning the applications and the softwares and kind of moving towards that? I mean, was that a fucking struggle?
Man, first time so I have my best friend Kenny. He stays out in California. He shout out to Kenny, man, my boy. He used to record us in Studio One back in maybe like 2012, 2013.
Yeah. And
I remember just sitting by him all the time, like wondering how the hell he like make stuff happen. Like, you know, like the deep voice or like the high pitched voice. Like, you know, the sonics of music back then wasn't nothing too, like it wasn't Travis Scott-esque yet. It was more of just like about bars, topics, and, you know, beat selection. When he left and went to California, I cracked FL Studio, like pirated it. And it crashed my laptop, but it wasn't difficult. It was more just time consuming, but I loved it. So it didn't feel like too crazy, but I started engineering some of the people around here. I don't know if you know Slim Doja.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've had him on the pod before. Yeah, he's from Austin.
Austin? Slim?
Nah, okay. I'm thinking about somebody else. My bad.
For sure.
Thinking about somebody else.
Yeah, I used to, you know, work with just people around the city. I'll say it like that. I work with people around the city, like a few artists, like just working on trying to get better at that. And I started doing it myself, dropped some SoundCloud stuff. And then that's when it transitioned over to the beats. And I got the beats.
Yeah.
My mom got me like the Akai Mini. And then I was in like maybe 2016. And it took me maybe like 2 years to actually make some good sounding beats. Yeah. So
man, some of this shit, like, sometimes, man, I don't even touch the audio. Like I have someone do it for me because it's just time consuming.
Bro.
Yeah, it's just time. Like, there's so many things you can do, and it's just this one app. I can just imagine with fucking I'm sure all the apps, and I mean the video editing part too. That's transitioning from like Final Cut to Adobe Premiere, just because of the fucking broad range of all these type of transitions you can do.
Yeah,
with Adobe was a pretty tight thing. But
Adobe is pretty complicated. I took a crack at it. I seen it.
Yeah.
But I mean, for what it's worth, once you figure that out, you can fly.
Luckily, this is like long form content, so it's just clipping it's pretty easy. Like you just clip the video angles to where who's talking at a certain time. Yep. So it's nothing too like fucking crazy transitions. Yep. So I mean, I got that part down, but if anything too crazy, like I'm not no YouTube fucking content creator type shit. So I don't even fuck with that. But
not very many people are, my brother.
Yeah, it's that's why I applaud like the people that are doing shit that can actually get down with the fucking software applications, whether if it's music, video editing, any type of content creation.
Yeah,
that shit is fucking crazy, especially if you're good at it and you can like visually see on social media or just anything like that. Yeah, my respect, bro. Like shit, because I know how fucking tough it can be.
So I be talking to my shawty all the time. I be trying to figure out how like sometimes she be coming through with these TikToks, man. Yeah, she making these like I don't know, if making this shit shake, and I'm like I'm really trying to figure out how to do it. Like I don't get it. I feel really like an old head sometimes, like a lot.
Yeah, man, that TikTok thing has been a struggle for me too, bro. Like I told myself last year that I was gonna be on TikTok, like push TikTok videos, and I mean maybe we did like 7 videos. Yeah, so it's just too much shit to worry about, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and to navigate really. So
the influence, back to that, man. Yeah. When did you even feel like hey, fuck, this is something that I want to pursue, and then on top of that, like, hey, I'm fucking actually pretty good at this.
Shit, in 8th grade, back to Kenny again. He would always force me to freestyle from the lunch table, and like they would be a group of people that only they know how to rap, like and I would be the guy to be like cat, hat, fat. Then I sat like and they'd be like and like because like I didn't really rap like that, but it was seeing him in the studio for sure, and then he freaking it was like, man, let's make a group, and then man, like it was called Simple Tactics ST. It was like I guess I don't know, it was just like a different way to open up an avenue to be creative and like to talk about something, or just I don't know, just open mindedness, something to do other than playing the game, I guess.
Just to roast people too. Yeah.
He said roast people.
Yeah, bro. That's what I never used to do that, but like I'm sure people that I would watch that do it, that did do it back in that like time era, that 8th grade high school type shit. You roast people, you know what I mean? Like make words and
and get on people kind of. Yeah. It was I ain't never done that, but I definitely understand what you're saying. Yeah. And it was I found it cool to actually be included. Like I played football then, and like be included in like the you come back from a football game to be on the bus beating on the damn bus and you be getting them freestyles. It was fun. But yeah, man. That once he left, I got locked in and really tried to figure out what I was trying to do. And I just started writing every day. And it just became more of like a let's see how far this can go kind of thing. And after a while, I started spitting it to some people, and I was like, like they actually started messing with it a little bit. So from there, bro, I just kept, being honest, I don't even know how we even got here. Like, cause,
we just fucking here, right?
Yeah, because like I just like one day I was just all about sports, and the next day I was all about music. Like
it goes hand in hand sometimes, right?
I guess
it's like the transition out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you're putting all that work towards something, whether if it's a sport or something else. And then one day you just transition to something else, and all your effort, all your work, all that passion goes towards it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like ask yourself, how'd you get into the podcasting? Was you like the person in school that was like,
shit, hell nah,
recording folks and like asking folks mad questions? Like,
I mean, the best I got was like a fucking computer class, but that was about it. Yeah. That was about it, man. So this was all like, I can see it. This was all just,
you feel me?
Pure hustle, talent, motivation, all
that
this shit.
That looks fun. Yeah. Like, let me try it. And then before you know it, like the dominoes fall, brother. Yeah. And then you is where you is. Like, that's what it is. That's it.
Your recent album, October, right?
October 15th.
October 15th. The Long Story Short, right?
Yes, sir.
What was that process like making that? Was there any struggles, any successes with that? I mean, making an album that long? Because there's a few songs on there, man. So
good amount.
Yeah, making those songs, was there any struggles with that? I'm gonna take that as a yes. That was a long pause.
The struggles didn't happen. The struggles happened more on the production side, not on the recording side. The recording part for me is always like the point I try to get to. If I can get to the point where I can, when it's time that when I'm like, okay, I got the beats hidden, I have my content, and I have what I've written, and I understand what I've written, and I like it. Let's go lay it down. When I make it up in my head, like, let's go lay it down. Because I don't go, if I'm making a project, for some reason, I don't just go to the studio, do like song for song, or like throughout the year, do a song for song. It's like, oh, well, I have enough for a project. It's like, nah, it's like I structure a project together with the production and the music all together, and I take all of that to the studio. So the struggle was more making the transition from my first project to this one, and making the beats, showing the production getting better, and making the beats more relatable as far as like what people are into here, and still having the uniqueness to stand out. So I always say it's like a Tyler the Creator effect, how like he did something so off the wall.
Yeah.
You know, in a time period where you have your Mac Millers, your Kid Cudis, your Kanye still going crazy. You know, you got Jay-Z still going wild. And for him to come through and drop a video about him, like he said like the beat was like inspired off a Jadakiss beat. He just made it and then rapped on it. Said he wanted to rap. He rapped on it. And then in his mind, he made up, all right, I'm finna cover my eyes, make them all black. I'm finna eat a roach, and I'm finna hang myself, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And bro, that was the topic of that whole year. So if you can make something that, like in the time period right now where everything's overly saturated, you almost can't walk up and down the street or just be in your apartment without somebody being like, hey, yo, you smoke? Yeah. Or hey, yo, I make music.
Yeah.
Like them two things is like the prominent thing right now, especially in the males. So the thing that separates a lot of people right now, I feel like it separates from myself, is at least having some type of uniqueness when it comes to branding and just the sound of the music right now. Especially in the start, it has to start with the production, because everything has the same bounce to it. Sometimes you can slow down, man. Like, so.
Yeah. The fucking Yonkers video, bro, that shit was insane.
Yonkers is a dummy.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit's crazy. Man. And then started going back to like a couple songs before that, and or even his album when he dropped that single, that album that came after, like it was a transition to, like you said, it was just, I mean, you got the Mac Millers, you got the other people during that area that are producing music that is a different fucking style. And for him to introduce this and, I mean, still be successful to this day is fucking, is dope, man.
And you got the Free Earl movement.
Yeah. The whole fucking, fuck, man. Remind me of the name of it. Like his crew.
All Future.
Yeah, All Future. There we go. Yeah. So that shit was, their music was fucking, it changed the industry for sure.
You can't even say, like, you wouldn't even get like what Lil Uzi Vert doing right now.
Yeah.
You know, Tyler didn't bite the bullet earlier to introduce, like, you got kids walking around with upside down crosses with their vans and stuff like that. And that's the whole thing. 5-panel hats was the whole thing when they came through.
Your music, man, your style, your creative process for that. How did you figure out, like, damn, I want to make this something that's not many people make within the industry, and then shit within San Antonio, to be honest with you?
Question I asked myself too. And to be honest, there's no crazy answer, bro.
Yeah.
I just be myself, bro. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't have there's not no special answer. It's just more like staying true to who I am, what I like, and what I make my music for me first, you know? And I have the courage to put it out. Because I mean, it's what the business I chose. But, you know, everybody is different from everybody. Like, you enjoy things that I just don't. And I enjoy things that you can't fuck with. And that's okay, because your perspective is more valuable to a lot of people than you really know. So if somebody can relate to me just being myself, it means there were a lot more in like, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. No, that's dope, man. Because a lot of people make music, or I've seen for, I mean, yeah, the music is for other people. You get fans, you get the audience for that. But sometimes you're not making music that shit, you might not enjoy yourself. Like, you're just making music for whatever the situation is. You can name a million different reasons, you know? And to have that courage, to have that confidence, be vulnerable and making music the way you want to fucking make it, it's this, yeah, you don't see that too often, man.
And I feel like, and this is not like a bash on anybody at all. It's just more of like, I don't think people, like I talked about having the courage to put it out. I don't think a lot of people have the courage to fully be themselves without it being a gimmick. Like it doesn't have to be this show. The branding part, yeah, people can, I have to do it. If you want to be a brand, like, you have to promote it. So you got to you got to push the limit a little bit. But it doesn't really take all the extra that I think people put into the music that, the consecutive, like I thoroughly do not like having to have a quote unquote hit on a project, because I can sit here and I can bump Mama by Kendrick Lamar off to Pimp a Butterfly, and like that's just a smash, like, and that's a hit in my opinion. But it's because it made me feel something. I think it's to the point right now in music that a lot of people are throwing bricks at a brick wall, and you just keep building that motherfucker up because it's already been built already. Yeah, it's already been done. So everybody's still stuck on doing the same shit, and I just don't get how you can keep stubbing your toe on the same wall without just walking around and shit.
Yeah. You think it's fear? Like trying to take that risk of like creating something different?
Of course.
Yeah.
Why? 99.9.9.99999% of the things that people don't do is due to that.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if I be sitting here like I don't struggle with it. Like everybody do, bruh. But man, how long you gonna sit here and act like it's working?
Yeah.
I'm not even saying that mine's working, but bro, step out the box. Because it's funny because the funny part is when you run into some people, like you can shake their hand. Like I am a man of handshakes. The way you shake my hand, bro, I can kind of tell one, like how you coming and how you are as a man. Some of the people who make music, one, it's just the topic of conversation. And we all here from San Antonio. We kind of already know what's going around the city.
Yeah.
Some of the music that's being publicized and put out does not correlate nor correspond with the things that actually go on in San Antonio, which ultimately makes you a liar and makes your music very unbelievable.
Like, who are you making this music for? Like, I guess you want to first start off as like people in general, like as a people from San Antonio. Like, why are you saying these things that might not be true, that might not be true. And then people end up finding out. And then from there, it's a whole nother conversation.
I make my music honestly for people. Well, if you want to put it in a box, let's put a name on it then. Yeah. It's like middle class grimy rap.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Got that out the way. In general, I make music for myself. Like in general, like if I think it's tight, I know somebody else think it's tight because a lot of people are alike in many different ways. And it's funny because I may get somebody who doesn't even make the type of music that I make and still say that that's tight.
Yeah.
But then like in my head, I'm like, how come you don't make that type of music too? Because it probably would be tight if you made it too. And what are you like afraid of if you do? Mm-hmm. Like hop in the lane and jump out of it at the same time. Like how about you drop a project with some of the stuff that I do, if some of the stuff that you do, and then make your project so much better because you have variety. And I think that's like the misconception that I feel like we're in general. It's just honestly the city, but just like the world in general, bro. Like, that music moves mountains right now. Like that's like the quote unquote gospel for people right now.
Yeah. I mean, shit, the music, man, it takes you from happy, takes you from sad, takes you from fucking, I mean, however you want to feel, there's different musics for whatever, different genres. So I can definitely see that. I mean, going into the city right now, who are some artists that you're fucking with? I mean, other than yourself, because you make music for yourself.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, who's some artists right now that shit within the city, within Texas that you're fucking with?
Slim Doja for sure, brother. Southside Hoodlum tough. I don't want to leave nobody out. I'm just gonna go out the top of the dome. If you know me, you know me, and you know what I'm about. So don't take this personal. Pop 2 Wavy Camp. Jay Yours, he out in Germany right now in the military, so he got deployed. But Jay Yours, the whole Black Hippie Collective, THC, the Hippie Collective, they do their thing, man. And honestly, there's so many other people that I haven't even heard of yet. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and there's a Omar, what's that brother you put me on? And he had the you went to his Peso, and the other brother you said he had he had like the NPR. Oh, Baby Astro. Yeah, Baby Astro goes crazy as well. I just got put on by him about him. Like, he's actually pretty fire, bro. Yeah. And these are all people that I'm interested in working with. And if you don't know, and I know we're talking about artists, like, you know, people you want to work with, but you wouldn't even have A Long Story Short without the engineer. So, like, shout out to Terrence Woods, man, at Headquarters Studios out in Seguin. That man worked with me. He honestly a good friend of mine, and like he does his motherfucking thing. And I feel like you know, like without the engineer, you can't even have a good song. So he was able to, you know, we were able to lock in and craft a lot of good stuff, and then we were able to build something that you have, you know, to know as Long Story Short. So without him, this wouldn't even be a conversation right now. So shout out to him, and shout out to all the artists in San Antonio for sure.
Did he engineer the whole project?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
How difficult was that finding, I guess, that one person, like, fuck, this person right here can change the whole situation as far as the project?
Well, first I went to this dude named Dino. He did the Money Don't Grow on Trees. And I was working at Take 5, and I made all the beats for the project, and I just took it to him. He worked with me, and then we laid that down, and then I couldn't get back in contact with him. And then I had a group called Ape Squad, and I don't know if you know, but you say Ape Sterling, but it's really APE Sterling.
APE Sterling, my bad, man.
No, you good. No, it's because everybody, you know, we go with the flow. So people like Ape Sterling, we're going to run with Ape Sterling, but APE really is abstract people ego. So I made something called Ape Squad. So that was like me, Slim Doja, and Drew. And we had a song called Slippery Slope. We dropped one. And then it was separation due to some personal matters out of mine. And that is what it is. Yeah. And we, once I got on my own and figured out what was going on, Slim was working with T Woods already. And he was trying to find his sound. And then he introduced me to Woods. I went up there and I did the first song in there called Grimey. And that was back in 2020. Yeah. So Grimey is probably the oldest song on there. And from there, you know, I kept going back, and he did most of the music, like the stuff that nobody's heard. Like, he's done most of those kind of songs on there. And we got to a sound where I haven't heard. It's more of like the quality. I'm more of a quality over quantity kind of guy. So he had the quality that was as close to industry as possible, if that makes sense. And when we're in there, it's a dance, bro. Because I know on the production side, it's like talking like two nerds talking in the studio. So you're like, nah, drop the low end on the side, like da hertz, and you know, we just going back and forth, like, no, put a phaser and then EQ that, and then we'll double back with the delay on the back end so we can make it sound bigger, and then we'll throw like 3-4 layers on there on the paying them 50-50. You know what I mean? Like, we just going in. So you just speak the language, and he's a good dude, you know. So
yeah, you mentioned right now that this first song on the album was 2020. How hard is it to keep songs in the vault? How hard is it to I mean, I'm sure you want to, once you make music, obviously you think it's fire, you're like, fuck, I want to know what other people think. I want to know if this shit's really good, or not even the good part, just if people rocking with it. You know what I mean? How hard is that to keep shit, I guess, silent and not put it out right away?
It's actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like Omar could tell you, he might be asking me like, man, send me some of your music, bro. Yeah. And I'm like, this is not done yet. I want you to be able to see the vision. So like, I just keep it with close people, like, you know, and then once ultimately, like, I had to become comfortable with it and like just let it be what it is. Like, you know, strangely enough, it'd be the songs that I don't fuck with that people be fucking with, like, you know, and but yeah, I just keep I send it to Omar, show Sydney, show my girl, and show my homie Ira. I just keep it between a couple people. The vast majority of that right there, because I know they know what music's supposed to sound like.
Yeah,
that'll tell you whether go or don't go.
Yeah, is that hard? I mean, because you get friends that are throwing you criticism, whether if it's good or bad. Has that been hard getting criticism from people that are around you?
I asked for it.
Yeah,
I
like
thoroughly asked for it.
I like that. Yeah.
Like anybody could tell you. I didn't ask. Like, so what can I do better than?
Yeah.
Like, so what did you hear that as a listener that you would want to hear? Like, what is it that that could, like, can I say something different? Like, is there a different topic I should talk about? Like, I'm always looking for what I could do better, but I know I have to get around other people that are like-minded, that want to, or on the same step that I'm trying to get to.
This conversation has been dope, but one thing's for sure is motivation, the hustle, the drive. It's there. Where does that come from? I mean, growing up, did you was that just the military thing? Is there something in you that's just fucking is go time? I mean, where's that shit come from?
Shit, my mom's for sure. She just, throughout our lives, me and my sister, she just be taking care of business, bro. Like, long story short, I mean, she just be taking care of business. Like, throughout my life, she done been dealt a pretty tough hand. You know what I'm saying? And literally watching her to still have strength in her body just to keep doing what she's doing. And shout out to my mom's for sure, because she about to get her master's, brother. So
nice.
Yeah, she doing her thing, man. And shout out to my shawty too. She about to finish her master's here in May. So just the people around you. You had the people around you. And Omar, you just got your master's too. Yeah.
Everybody getting degrees.
Yeah, come on,
here.
bro.
Yeah.
So the circle that you keep for sure. But just coming up, my pops he's still grinding. He doing his thing, and I ain't never had to want for nothing. So no matter what somebody has done, flawed consequences or whatever, how your family dynamic is, like, you can't take away somebody who has been taking care of you. So I've been watching him do his thing for a while and never made excuses for anything. And he took care of us. He's taking care of us. And my mom's like through the ups and downs that she's had, health wise, and just with the hand that she was dealt at an early age, and still being able to take care of my sister and I. With a thing like that, or with a human like that, that's like that's a lot of heroism. So more than anything, you don't want to let that person down, because they invested a lot into you, and like they believe in you more than you believe in yourself sometimes. Yeah. So more than anything, I'll be just trying to step up to the plate and actually hit it out the park for them, because they know a lot of people see it in me. So
yeah, man, it's crazy to think back to like the bullshit, the tough times that our parents go through, and see our lives, and it's not even nowhere close to that, depending on what situation you put yourself in. But yeah, man, same here, man.
It's the same feel.
Same feel, bro. It's crazy sometimes, man. It's fucking truly crazy. I wanted to ask you too. I mean, you've been around the music because you first kind of dabbled into with one of your friends back in 2012, like the music thing, kind of jumping into that. Social media wasn't what it is now. So you got people throwing up visuals, putting their music up on social media. Streaming is a big thing now with social media. So how has that affected the business? Whether if it's good, whether if it's bad, whether if it's something that you're doing different. I mean, because you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it evolve too. I mean, everybody, the age we're at, right?
Yeah.
We've seen it evolve over time.
Yeah.
So how has that been for you? I mean, coming into the game and realizing like, damn, this social media thing can actually be a big hit.
Yeah. Back then we had dropped, I think we changed our name to Anarchy. Yeah, we were Anarchy then. So I went by the name of Tolerance back then in high school. And then I remember for sure, we were leaving school, and there's a dude that was walking, like going home. And he was like, hold on. Grab that CD out the back. Let's go, like pass it to him. So we were driving by. He like stopped the car, like going 10 miles an hour. I was like, hey, grab that CD, bro. Like speeding past. And then they had to a point right now where, you got the streaming services. Yeah, I think it's cool. Because you're able to reach many facets of things that you're trying, or the people that you're trying to reach. And I don't know, like if anybody hasn't used it, like you're able to customize the ads that you want to push. So you can push the regions and the countries that you really want to touch or reach that are similar to the type of style that you're trying to portray or move or be around. And I think it's cool. You know, I know that like there's something going on right now about some kind of bots. Like people can use bots to like up their streaming and stuff like that. But I mean, it is what it is. You play the game, like whatever. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's just the way music is. Like, you know, it's not really like a anything that's truly affecting me. Like, you know, I enjoy it. It's just kind of what it is. I don't really think much about it, but I know that I know numbers don't lie. Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. You know?
That bot shit's crazy, right? You got people essentially faking numbers. Essentially, you got people that are faking numbers for, I mean, for whatever reasons, different reasons, trying to portray themselves as somebody that is popping. I mean, but I guess you come to tour time, you try to sell hard tickets, you try to go that route, and I guess you soon find out like, hey, this might be not the outcome that I was expecting based off whatever's going on behind the scenes.
Hey, when I get on, whenever a tour comes, I'll talk about that conversation. But I ain't even had a tour, so shout out to the people who are. You know what I'm saying? So hey, y'all do y'all's thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it trips me out, man. When it comes to the music, man, I know you just dropped the album, but I mean, how long before you dropping this album when some more music comes out? What are you thinking?
I was just having this conversation with Sid before I came over here. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, you know, this project took a lot like, to manifest and to bring to life. And I know that whether like a true project, I like doing conceptual stuff.
Yeah.
But a true project like that, I mean, those are probably going to come at least every other year. That's kind of the way I operate, and if not, like, you know, early in the next one. Music wise, man, I think you should be on the lookout, whether it be videos, features, singles in general. I'll be putting those out. I'll have a time frame specifically, but sooner than later, I think. You know what I'm saying? So definitely be on the lookout. I think next year something special coming. So yeah, me and my team still trying to get, you know, organize our cards and really try to play the best hand. So when we figure that out, you know, we're gonna definitely move forward.
Yeah, I feel that. This is probably gonna be one of maybe this one and maybe another one of the last episodes of the year, man. Capping it off 2022. How's the year been for you, man? Mentally, personally, whatever you want to talk about.
Mentally, it's been rocky in the very beginning. In the very beginning, it was a little bit rocky, and it was more just getting over mental hurdles, doubts, and just personal problems in general. It's been a great year when it came to seeing how far I've came in general. So in February, I started doing a lot of the shows and going out and doing open mics and just being willing, you know, to be any and everywhere for a while. So I think this year I said like 15 before. I think now it's probably been at least like 20 this year. So I've just been outside, man.
Yeah.
Just been outside, bro. Been doing a lot. We were able to bring together a listening party, something that somebody like nobody's ever seen. And it was actually a fashion show involved in it at the same damn time. So nobody's done that before here. So that was really amazing. And long story short, dropped, and I was able to move into a new spot.
Yeah,
like my shorty, man, love it to death. So it's been amazing, bro. I can't even complain. My mom in good health. She about to get her shit. Girl finna finish, and it's about to be cool, man. And I got a new partner, man. And there's somebody that's been around in my life for a while, and he and his woman are doing all right. So, you know, my circle's straight, man.
I think I don't mean to cut you off. I think some people, it's the little things, right? Like the little things that just kind of set it off. It's, you start to think about like, damn, it could be worse. It could be worse.
And I think a lot of people get wrapped up in like what they are with the music. And that's what I was saying. I was talking about to my shorty about, which is like right now I'm just figuring out who I am outside of it, because I can't.
Yeah.
Like she knows me as Sterling. Like Ape Sterling is the whoever that is, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the mask I put on when I have to do what I have to do. It's what I'm good at, so I do it. Like, and yeah, man. I feel like outside of this whole thing, like I just be trying to chill for real.
Yeah.
Like I just be chilling. So
same here, man. Same here.
Yeah, the people, my people good. I'm good. I'm still here. God good. Like I'm chilling. I'm still here. I'm still chugging.
Shit, bro. Anything you want to touch on? Anything you want to talk about before we head up out of here?
Actually, we got some long story short merch, man. We're gonna throw you a shirt, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, what size you at?
Shit, man, you gonna let me say my size on there?
Nah, you ain't gotta say
XL, bro. I'm XL.
Okay, we're gonna hook you up, man.
Just fucking with you.
We got some long story short merch. Long story short, the album is out. Came out October 15th. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. You like storytelling, you like realism, and you like bars. And I think you'll thoroughly enjoy this. Production is out of this world. Engineering is really nice on there. It's beautiful, very well put together. We got some videos here coming early soon next year, and then we got some power plays that may surprise a few people. So in general, man, we just be on the lookout, man. I think the name will ring bells here in a little bit. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate y'all's patience, both of y'all, man. I know it's been a fucking struggle trying to get in here, dog. And it's
right.
Shit on my end, bro. It's yeah, man, it's been fucking time consuming trying to even put this whole podcast thing together, starting back in this 9 to 5. So yeah, appreciate both of y'all coming down and fucking showing support, and even want to be on here, man. I've said this many times before, someone that's willing to come onto the fucking podcast, share their story, share with the fucking grinding that they're doing, man. It's always it's always a dope thing to see, bro. So yeah, man, where can people find you? Social media handles, website, if you got that going.
Website actually is going to be coming very soon. Follow me on everything at APE_Sterling. If you want to follow Homegrown in general, do PSG_boys, or just type in PSG boys on Instagram, Twitter, whatever you may. And if streaming platforms, for long story short, whatever platform that you partake in, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, whatever, it's on everything. So yeah, man, y'all be blessed.
Yes, sir. Shit, if you're still watching right now, like, comment, subscribe, all podcast platforms. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Once again, bro, I appreciate you coming down, bro. I appreciate you, man. This is episode 89, 90, somewhere around there. So we're reaching 100 here soon. So yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, people. Peace.
Peace.